Hey Ty, Coach Huber here. The thing I wanted to talk to you about connecting your hands and your hips is when you swing with a good rotational swing, your hips should come first, and your hands should lag behind in the swing. Okay, they call it the whip behind the hip. And actually, what it does, it keeps your swing more smooth, more rhythmic, more effortless. And actually the sweet part of the bat will hit the ball more on a regular basis. So you won't hit the end of the bat or the handle more um, when your hips are moving first in the swing. Okay. Now there's a couple of problems. A lot of players, when they face game time pitching, especially, they will grip the bat. So what I mean by gripping the bat is something like that. So once you grip the bat in your swing, okay, that takes the rhythm out of your swing off considerably. And it makes it very difficult to get a hit, okay? So you want to quit if you have any hand grabbing or you're gripping the bat too much. You want to get rid of that, and your swing wants to be nice and light with your hands throughout the whole swing. Okay, almost like you're holding a baby bird type of thing. Okay, so what happens with a lot of hitters is sometimes on their way back on the load, they'll hold it and then grip and then try to swing. Or they'll go back and then they'll try to pull the knob while they're rotating. Okay, and that's kind of a grippy type of swing too. And that makes the hips and the hands go together. You don't want to do that. Okay? And I can see your swing is a little bit like that, and we need to get more separation into your swing. Okay? So what we mean by that is uh, when you load up, and you're still light back there. You're holding the bat light even when you go back. Okay? Even when you stop. Okay? When you're about to begin your swing, your hands are still light. They're still light. The hips working, and you could see there's a gap between the knob and my hips. This is called hand-hip separation. Okay, and that's what you want. So you're creating a slingshot out of your body to make the swing more effortless and make your muscles into rubber bands. You don't want to muscle the ball when you swing. Okay, so this is something that you could work at by just keeping your hands really, really loose. Okay, and to get that feeling, you can, when you do your power position, pop the hip, you'll feel a stretch right in there. And your arm will actually start to extend, and that means you have this hand and hip separation. Okay? What happens with a lot of guys who try rotational mechanics and they're not very successful at it is they go back and then they rotate and then they pull the knob with their hands at the same time. Okay, so you don't want to pull it. The hip is going to bring it around. Hips before hands. Okay, the whip behind the hip. Okay, so hand grabbing is something that you want to get away from. Okay, doesn't look like you've got a major problem with that. Okay, but I do see in your swing just a little bit that you're bringing the knob of the bat with you. Leave it lag behind. Feel the stretch in there, and you'll feel the hips go before the hands whip behind that hip. Okay, and that's the key to effective rotational mechanics, which you have right now. Everything else looks good. You look taller in your swing. You look like you're more on your back foot and your back heel. Everything's looking good. You need to get that effortlessness, that rhythm in there, okay? And less pulling of the knob. Let that bat whip and separate behind the hips. The whip behind the hip, okay? You're getting closer. You're getting closer. This is the next step. This is the next step to get that rhythm down, where the swing does not feel rough. It feels smooth, explosive, effortless. Okay? Hope this helps. We'll talk to you next time, bud.